Hi everyone, and welcome to another Pixie Dust Designs tutorial. I am Natasha, and today we are going to be making a beautiful Valentine's Day card featuring the heart rosette as well as the latest paper pad on the Pixie Dust Designs site. This paper pad is super cute. It coordinates with the Be Mine stamp set. As you can see, I accidentally ripped mine apart as well as ripped my actual paper pad apart. So we are just going to go through and pick a few pages that I am going to use. I'm just trying to show you the different pages in this book. I am a sucker for plaid, so we are going with that plaid page. And then I am also thinking I want to use these other pieces, but I don't. I do go back and pick out the red and white polka dot, but the rosette will be made using that plaid paper. With everything die cut out, I do have my hot glue gun on hand because that is what is always best when making rosettes. It keeps everything together. I am just matching up those, I guess you can call them tails, but it essentially makes a point on the heart. And I am just going to fold the scored marks back and forth. This literally takes no time. I will say that the core on this paper pad is white. So if you don't want the white look, you can always go over those folds with some ink. Just take a small little ink pad and dab those exposed white creases on your ink pad, and it will add some color back to your folds. I don't mind it though because I am using the pink and white side and the white coordinates. So it just works for me. I'm now just going to grab that small piece and bring those together. I'm layering one on the other, and that is going to be the V of our heart rosette. So just align those as best as you can, press them together, and then you are going to basically fold the rosette out. So the point is the center, you are just going to fold everything out and add some hot glue. Just squish it together and add some hot glue, and you will have a heart. Do take your time and make sure that all of your creases are where they should be and where you want them to be. If your heart is loose and you want to make it tighter, now is the time to do that. If it's too tight, spread some of those folds apart. But yeah, just add the hot glue and you will have your heart. I do have to hold it in place for a few seconds or maybe close to a minute, but my rosette looks something like this. I did go ahead and die cut the background plaid in a large, about a 4-inch arch, and I also have some scrap felt that has glitter on it that I'm using here, but I will not use it in my final card. So this whole process with the red felt is not important because I am not going to use it. But I am layering some flowers on my rosette because I want it to be filled with florals and love because this is a Valentine's Day card. So I'm just using a mix of flowers from my stash and trying to make sure I keep it as neat and clean as possible. So this is what it is looking like. I scrapped the red felt and went with the red and white polka dots from the paper pad and die cut that out with this small arch. This is how my rosette is looking, and I'm going to move on to a sentiment. So I'm grabbing that Be Mine stamp set, and I am also going to grab this beautiful iridescent gold embossing powder, and we are going to add a sentiment for my card. If you can see to the right, that iridescent embossing powder is just gorgeous. And the sentiment says, "You have the key of my heart." And the arches kind of look like doors to me. So I thought that would be perfect for this card. So I am envisioning this as if the heart is a wreath and this is like a door, and then my sentiment is going to be at the bottom. So that is how I am composing this card. I will go in and add foam tape to the layer of polka dot as well as popping up my sentiment, I do go back and forth and cut this down. So it started out having a lot more white space than it ends up with. I am going to actually hot glue my rosette to the red and white polka dot arch because I want it to stay in place. And then I am going to keep the shape and size of this card. So I am going to make a card panel, and I make it an arch and have it where it kind of stands up. So it kind of reminds me of easel card, but there's not the easel bottom to the card. And I go back in with the Be Mine stamp set, and I add in a cute little elephant image from that stamp set. I think it is so adorable. It's actually my favorite. And we are going to stamp that inside. There is enough room for a message to be written inside the card. You can even write over the elephant stamp because I stamped it in a light pink kind of corally color, just so you can write over it in black ink and it not be distracting. But yeah, guys, here is that card. I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial and it provides you with a bit of inspiration, especially for Valentine's Day, which is coming up. I hope you head over to the Pixie Dust store and pick up some of these supplies if you don't already have them. Be sure to check Pixie Dust Designs out on Instagram and Facebook. There is a VIP Facebook group filled with inspiration for all of the products, new and old. But I would like to bid you adieu. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial. Please like and comment